Hello booktube, hello book friends. Welcome back to my channel and another reading week video. This is for the week ending the 21st of June 2025, and for me it's been a fairly quiet reading week. It's been a busy week in my life with work and things, but in terms of the reading that I've got done, fairly quiet. So this will probably be quite a short video. I finished two books, one of which is actually two books in one. So I could kind of say I finished three books this week. And I will give you a quick update on those. I haven't started anything else as of yet, but I'm kind of sort of haven't had the chance to kind of sit down and think. It's been a really stinking hot week as well, so it's been quite difficult to actually think, let alone sit down and do anything remotely productive. So the first book that I finished, which I finished more or less after I posted last week's reading week video, is this, which is Laurence Rees's The Nazis: A Warning from History. This is a book that's also been made into a TV series, but it looks back at the period immediately before, so sort of 1930s up to kind of the end of the Second World War. And although it's written much more recently, it is a few years old, but it does include interviews with people who were alive in Germany in the 30s and 40s. So it has kind of a bit more context than some of the other books that I've read about that period, which rely currently mostly on kind of written history and records. If it's a sort of period of history you're interested in, it is well worth a read. It is fairly dark. There is a lot of horrible stuff in it, as you would imagine. So it's a sort of a book that comes with a health warning, but I would recommend it for something written relatively recently that includes first-hand accounts. Then the second book or books that I finished, which I've been working my way through over the last few weeks, and I've been using as source material for a lot of my Poetry Thursdays on the war poets, and will continue to use for the sort of next few weeks at least, is the Virago book of women's war poetry and verse, edited by Reilly. Now this is actually two volumes, both edited by Reilly. One is Scars Upon My Heart, which deals with First World War women war poets, and the second half is the book Chaos of the Night, which deals with Second World War women war poets. Both are, I mean, frankly, there are some poems in here that made me cry. There are some poems in here that I would like to include in a Poetry Thursday, but I'm hesitating to, because of they're not graphic or anything. Well, they're graphic emotionally, and I think they touch on subjects that some people would find hard to deal with, and I don't know whether I should read them on a Poetry Thursday or not, or if I do, should I include a kind of health warning's the wrong word. What's the word? A trigger warning, because I think they would be triggering for people in certain situations. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do. I think over the next, just since he refers to notes, I've got probably one more episode, which will be First World War poets, and then moving into the Second World War. I haven't decided what I'm going to do after that. I've got other books to read, so that there's kind of no shortage of source material at the moment, and I think I've got kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, the next 5 weeks sorted, depending on what I include. I don't know. If you've got a view, please tell me in the comments, particularly if you've watched any of the poetry readings that I've done on the war poets. I've had a lot of really lovely comments, and I'm really grateful. Thank you. But I am conscious that war is a horrible thing, and as much as war poetry in many ways is beautiful, it also reveals the horrors of war as well. So I don't know. I'm really, really struggling with one particular poem, and I don't know. Maybe I put it up with a trigger warning. Maybe I put it up as an unlisted video, and if anybody wants to watch it, I can send them the link. I really don't know. There's one poem in particular that I don't know. I really don't know. And it's like 5 or 6 lines. It's a very short poem, but I just don't know what to do with it. In a way, it's a nice problem to have, but it's been bothering me. Because when I first read it, I thought, I've got to do that one. And as you do with these things, you kind of, it sits in the back of your mind, and you think about it, and you think about what was said, what it says. And then it's just, as I say, it's bothering me a lot. You can probably tell. Anyway, so that I finished that this week. I'm not quite sure which of my other volumes I'm going to move on to next. I need to kind of get this out of my head first, I think. But yeah, so that's it. Other than that, I've been watching a bit of Star Trek on TV for Book Trek, summer of Book Trek. And that's about it. So let me know what you've been reading this week, and let me know what you think about that. It's difficult without the context of the poem, I guess. But yeah, if you've got a view, let me know, and it may or may not come up in a future episode of my Poetry Thursdays that I've been doing, which I have to say I've been really enjoying. So and I really love the comments that I've had. Anyway, I'm rambling now. If you have been, thank you for watching, and I will speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.